Hello, Internetians. My name is Josh, aka Ultra Player, coach of your New York Metaverse and the UAPB, not the UABC. I am good at recording. I'm good at YouTube. I'm good at my life. We are going against the Hamilton Torracats and Coach Teleporting Zone. But first, we have to build our team. Or first, we have to go over our team and our team builder, and later today will be the battle. Now, link to his YouTube will be in the description below. Like I said, basically what had happened was I came in to, like, they added me to the league and they're like, you have to get your battle done today, and I was like, shit. Front office and I built a team. Finally I recorded the announcement video, which was 30 minutes long. I recorded the team builder, which was 20 minutes long, and then we got into the battle and he was like, dude. So that was something. So anyway, said let's battle an hour and a half from now. I'm like, okay. Went back to the front office. Jake wasn't there, so I think it was Shay and Skylar. Shay, Skylar, and I built a team with the right team that we have now, and it's been a wild day. So if I go really fast to this team builder, forgive me. I've already had the battle. I already know what's going on. I already had that, so I can just don't have to worry about like rushing that. Anyway, let's get on with it. His roster should appear now. He has a Weavile, very offensive, and to this team, it's pretty threatening. But also, it's like, hold on, I don't have it put up on the computer. Oh god. I accidentally tried to save a blank document. Open. UAPB versus Zone. Versus this team, it's still kind of threatening, but also not the worst, because I have stuff like a Gastrodon, which can take a hit or two. It doesn't get too KO'd after rocks, I believe. Maybe. Magirna handles it very well. Nihilego can take a hit. Maybe. Durant, I know, can take one. Sneasel can take a couple hits. But it's still kind of threatening to stuff like Chandelure, Medicham, Hydreigon, the rest of the team, because I don't have the good ice switch-ins. I need to... Come on. Let's bring you over here. He has a Tapu Fini, which that's kind of an issue for the team. Like, defensively, it's kind of an issue to take down, because it can wall a good amount of the team. It can take a high jump kick or two from Medicham if it's physically defensive. If it's specially defensive, it can take hits from Chandelure and Hydreigon, as well as Gastrodon. It's his default, one of his ways to get rid of hazards. He has three ways to get rid of hazards, but it's one of his most reliable ways, being with the defog. He has Nature's Madness, which is very good, which can cut my HP in half for like stuff like Magirna, so I have to be careful of switching that in. I'm doing really good. I'm doing really, really good. I promise. He has a Shaman. Very good coverage. Sea Flares are very annoying and can potentially just destroy my entire team. It destroyed my Gastrodon. It destroys my Donphan. It actually destroyed my Durant too, because Durant has the speed def of shit. Very spammable move for him, and he has coverage to take on the rest of the team. He has Earth Power for Chandelure, Earth Power for Magirna, Dazzling Gleam for Hydreigon. He has Earth Power for Nihilego, and Earth Power will actually Sea Flare into Earth Power even without the drop, I believe, Oko's Durant, so I have to be careful of that. Fortress, very bulky physically mon, it's his best way to set up hazards. He does have the Rampardos. Can run all kinds of hazards except for Sticky Web, because Volt Switch, it's very much an issue, and I have planned accordingly. Well, we have planned accordingly. Now, this is going to be one of the only times I've ever said this, but this is regular Fortress. This is not Deluxe Fortress. This is not Thugs from the MLP. This is not Skylar. But we still have to kill it. In honor of Skylar. So there's that. Here's an Electros. Very good pivot. Especially against this team. Being able to take a hit, being able to soak up some hits. Being able to take a hit from Magirna and firing back a big flamethrower. Being able to take a hit from Hydreigon, firing back a Drain Punch. just being able to take all kinds of hits, and even being a decent stop to Donphan, just because he can switch in on my Earthquake and take some of those hits very well. He has a Swellow. It's a Swellow. It's a threat. Do not sleep on Swellow. I can't remember what tier this is. Real quick, I'm going to check what tier this is. It is tier 4 for some reason. Still, even though, well, it's tier 4 once again. Just like it was in the DBL, which is insane to me. Very strong. Boom Burst just hurt the team. It's crazy. And it can even hit my Chandelure very hard. I am just out of it. I can hear myself being out of it. I can see myself being out of it. I'm pausing so much. The first video I did was so much better, but Boom Burst will still hit the Chandelure because of Scrappy. I don't expect him to bring a physical set because of how well it's walled. Boom Burst is just so good against this team. He can run U-turn to U-turn out on some if he thinks Magearna's coming in and get momentum. He has a Mega Lopunny, which is a very big threat to my team because I don't have the best switch-ins to it. It can two-shot almost everything on my team, and it outspeeds everything, so I have to be very, 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 very careful of that, and we prepped accordingly. Gudra can soak up hits from a lot of my Mons, as long as it's not super effective. It can soak up like Flash Cannons from Magearna and Dark Pulses from Hydreigon. It can take on Gastrodon rather well, but not it won't beat it unless it has a Grass-type move. It can take hits from Nihilego, Heliolisk, and Sawsbuck if it's Sap Sipper. Gengar, that's a Z Captain. Never-ending nightmares are really scary. I had to be very, very careful how I go around that. He does not like Sneasel, however, so he'll be careful of that. My team is very offensive, so I don't have good switch-ins, and his team is just so offensive, so it's gonna be very hard for my team to take some of these things on. Darmanitan's kind of a threat, but I have ways to handle it, so I'm very happy about that. I have switch into Flareblitz and like Hydreigon, Donphan, Gastrodon, Chandelure, and I can run Rocky Helmet to help get damage off on that. He does not like Stealth Rocks. He really does just not like Stealth Rocks in general, so I planned around that as well. And then Rampardos is just a super offensive, really hard to switch into beast, but it's also slow, so planned around that as well. Moving on into the team, my office build. First thing we noticed was Mega Medicham. Medicham, he does not have switch-ins to. Like, he does have Tapu Fini, but that does not want to take Poison Jab. If I can get this thing in on something that it forces out, I can get up a sub, or I can just start attacking, depending on how I feel. Sub would be very, very nice. Like, sub is very nice for like when Electros comes in. I can sub up on that and then high jump like as he switches out into like Tapu Fini. Or if it's Shaman if he thinks I can take a hit, which he probably doesn't. And the reason I have sub, if he didn't have Gengar, I probably wouldn't have sub. I'd have Fake Out or Bullet Punch or something. But sub is in case I'm like afraid of him going Gengar as I click high jump kick, and I don't want to take all that damage. Then Headbutt gives me a secondary stab move to be able to spam. In case I'm afraid, like I said, in case I'm afraid of Gengar. It hits Tapu Fini really hard, as well as Poison Jab. That's why Poison Jab is there for that and the Shaman. Kind of the Shaman. Like, I can click Stab versus that and destroy it, but in case I don't want to miss, I can just click Poison Jab. I actually have max speed Jolly, so I can speed tie with the Shaman as well. So, yeah. The 24 in HP is so that I live Mega Lopunny's return 100% after a spike, if it's adamant. Should that ever come up in the battle, I want to be prepared. It didn't cost me too much power, so there's that. The next one we are bringing is our Magearna. We definitely had to bring this, and I brought a very, very specially bulky Magearna just because, like, I would normally run, like, Modest or something, but we decided on this just because of how much we're trying to check. We needed to take hits as best as possible because we're trying to check so much. We're trying to check Swellow. We're trying to check Electros to an extent. Shaman, Gengar, maybe a hit from Weavile. So much stuff that we're trying, even Gudra, we're trying to check so much with this one Assault Vest Magearna. And I wanted a rest specially defensive set, but I couldn't afford it. So we have this very, very bulky Magearna set. The speed is to outspeed a no-speed Tapu Fini because I didn't expect him to run speed. Or none of us did, really. So, there is that. And the rest goes into HP and Spadef. HP first, because I want also to be able to take a physical hit. Otherwise, I would invest Spadef first and just be able to take Spadef hit as best as possible. But I also want to potentially take a hit with Weavile, even though I do have stuff for Weavile later down, mainly being the Gastrodon. Which can take, like, one hit. No, actually, it took hits very well. We'll get into that. Flurry Cannon, very good attack versus him. He doesn't have a lot of fairy resist, and the fairy resist that he does have aren't really good switch-ins. Darmanitan coming in, taking rocks, and then a Flare Cannon. It just did not want to do that. Gengar does not really want to take a Flare Cannon anyway. Everything else just dies. Fortress does not want to take an HP fire afterwards. Flash Cannon is there as a secondary stab move to hit stuff like, or just a secondary stab move in case I don't want to miss, in case I don't want the Spadef or the special attack drop. Hitting stuff like the Weavile super effectively and one-shotting it, one-shotting the Rampardos, doing decent damage to stuff like the Mega Lopunny without having to miss, doing stuff, OHKOing the Swellow, I believe. Volt Switch is there for momentum. It was after, like, when I typed in Volt Switch after that, I was like, I really want another Volt Turner later, because Volt Switch into Medicham is going to be very nice, just a constant Volt Turn. And Hidden Power Fire is there for the Fortress. Moving on to Gastrodon. Gastrodon is here for the Weavile. We almost... I had to double check the rules. But, we had an idea to bring what... even though my Z captain is Magearna, we had an idea to bring Waturium Z or Groundium Z Gastrodon and then not use it. Because then it couldn't be knocked off, and then I could take knockoffs better. But, like, I contacted the commissioner, and he was like, nah, that's shitty, dude. So, we ran leftovers, and the reason why we ran leftovers over over Rocky Helmet, which is what I wanted to, because this also helps me switch into, Darmanitan, was because with leftovers and no rocks up on my side of the field, with 48 Spadef EVs, I can take 2 Life Orb Shadow Balls from the Gengar, and fire back an Earth Power and OHKO it after rocks. Like, either way, it would still do 88, and if he's Life Orb, it would just die. 12 Speed IVs. I told him to screw off, but they were like, yeah, just throw 12 Speed IVs in case he's like a regular, no relaxed Fortress. And I was like, you know what, whatever, it doesn't matter. And the rest in physical defense to take hits best as possible from the Weavile. We have Recover because, well, Earth Power for stuff like Gengar, Darmanitan, even though I clicked Scald. So, Darmanitan! Hey, there you are. Did I say Darmanitan? I meant Gengar. Scald, it's one of the best moves in the game. I can get burned as much as I want. I can hit it the Rampardos. I can hit the Darmanitan. I saw myself lagging, I think. Not like horribly, but like a quarter of a second. Maybe some frames. I don't know. Hopefully it's not lagging too bad. And then Sludge Wave is for the Tapu Fini, and I believe that's a 4-shot. Which is nice, because he can't really beat me unless he's Taunt, unless he's a HP Grass variant or something. Same thing with the Goodra. If he does not have a Grass-type move, with this defense, special defense, with no rocks up, I can take 2 Draco Meteors, and I can beat it 1v1. So that's very nice. It would be a very slow beating 1v1, but I'll beat it. And then Storm Drain. We would go Sticky Hold so we can't lose our item. And actually, that's what I should have done. But we still take damage for Sticky Hold. So. And also, this lets us switch in on Tapu Fini's Scalds, if I really wanted to. So next we have Nihilego. Nihilego we said would do very, 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 very good work. If I got rid of Mega Lopunny, Power Gem could easily just clean through him. If I got rid of Fortress and maybe Gengar, Sludge Wave could easily go through him. So those are on there. Basic stab, very, very good. We have to weaken Goodra first, because Goodra can take hits very well. Hidden Power Fire is there for the Fortress. And then we have, at the last move, we were kind of debating a few things. Like, we thought about Thunderbolt, but, like, not really. Thought about a status move. We thought about Toxic Spikes, but those get absorbed by the Gengar. And then we thought about Psy Shock. And I saw Psy Shock, and I was like, that's really interesting. Hits Electros, an Assault Vest Electros on the physical side. Hits an Assault Vest Goodra on the physical side. If I get rid of Weavile, he has no resist to Psychic. Hits Mega Lopunny super effectively. Hits Gengar super effectively. Very nice. And they were like, and that's, because of the Weavile, we were like kind of concerned with it. And I said, well, I'm just going to put it on there. We need a 4th move. Because, well, we just need a 4th move. I mean, we don't need one, but like what else are we going to put there? Like, it's just there. Like, put it on there. What if late game we can sweep with it? Under the right circumstances. I was like, what if he has Mega Lopunny, Gengar, Weakened Goodra, and Weakened Electros left, and that's it. Like, we'll just put it on there just in case. So that's the logic behind that. We have enough speed to outspeed the fastest thing we can outspeed, which would be the Shaman. And then max special attack and 24 in defense. Our Beast Boost would be a special attack, which would be very nice, because that's like basically a Choice Scarf Moxie Mon right now. Being able to just like clean up through late game. So that's very, very nice. Or even break holes mid-game, or help break holes mid-game, so something like an Electros, Heliolisk, or Medicham could come in late game and finish off. Donphan. We originally had a, we have this here because we need to take hits from the Mega Lopunny. Because I can't rely on Gastrodon to do everything, and Gastrodon gets 2-shot by High Jump Kick anyway. So Donphan is here to provide Stealth Rocks, and we tossed around this set for a while. We originally had a max attack, max speed Jolly variant with Expert Belt and just be an offensive Stealth Rock setter, because Gunk Shot would one-shot the Shaman after rocks. It would do a shit ton to the top of Feeny, and just Earthquake and Fire Fang, just like 60% to Fortress if it's physically defensive. It was very good, but we ultimately decided on a defensive variant with the Rocky Helmet to help take on stuff like the Mega Lopunny. And we wanted physically defensive just to be able to take hits as best as possible. So unfortunately, no offensive Donphan yet, but maybe one day. I mean, Expert Belt Donphan is a thing. Shout out to Strong Jaw. But that's where the logic behind the moves is. After we switched it back, I should have switched Fire Fang to Rapid Spin. But we ultimately decided over Rapid Spin when we were doing the offensive set. I changed it in a hurry. I was in a hurry to build this team, or else I would have put Rapid Spin there. But we ultimately decided over Rapid Spin because he doesn't have the best raise to Hazard Stack. He could Hazard Stack. He could have Hazard Stacked me. He could have Hazard Stacked the shit out of me. Toxic Spikes, Stealth Rock, etc. But like, because I don't have the best hazard removal. But I was almost positive he wouldn't. Because that's too many moves on Fortress. If he brings Rampardos plus Fortress, then maybe it was kind of like a thing. But like, I really just expected him to have like Stealth Rock, Rapid Spin, Move, Volt Switch, or Coverage, or Support Move in that last slot. I didn't think he could afford to have Spikes on there. Or if he had more Hazard Setters, then yeah. But I was just like confident. Like, I can take on Stealth Rocks and I don't think he'll Hazard Stack me. And if he does, we'll work around it. So that's Donphan. I know I'm explaining this really weirdly. This is not how I usually do them, but I just want to get this stuff done. Heliolisk is here. It's a very good mon against his team. He has no ground type. We can just freely click Volt Switch. And I wanted a Volt Turner, another Volt Turner, so I can get Medicham in as best as possible. Volt Switch Thunderbolt, boosted by the Zap Plague. He doesn't have good electric resist. I mean, he has Electros with Goodra, but he doesn't have really good ways to continually take electric type moves, because those eventually would get worn down by Stealth Rocks, and just the 10% from Volt Switch, and the 10% from Volt Switch, and the 12% from Stealth Rocks. Eventually, that'll add up. Hyper Voice is there to hit the Electros and the Goodra, should I want to, as well as the Shaman. And then Dragon Pulse is there for the best move I have against the Goodra. Enough speed, again, for base 100 Shaman, max special attack, and then the rest in HP. The battle's going to be later. I know I'm not going in depth as I normally do. Usually the team builders are about 30-35 minutes long, going very in depth. but I just want to get this done. I'm very late at night, and I want to start getting some of this stuff done. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to check out his channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can see when the battle comes out. And until then, hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.